service.
Oh, all right. I understand.
Just a few questions about earlier tonight. Well, first, how about you explain how long you've been working here, what your position?
Oh, goodness. Well, I've been here yes, for quite a while. I'd say, well, since about 20 years or so. I don't know.
And I understand you're the manager of this.
But yes, that's correct. I'm the house manager.
So, how about where were you earlier this evening when the lights went out?
Oh, yes. I went to the men's room.
And was anyone in there with you? Anyone that can? Anyone in the hallway, perhaps? No. Well, why don't you explain the relationship between you and Mr. Richards?
Yes, well, Mr. Richards has been a fairly decent owner. He kept the theater open for as long as he could. And he was a very shrewd businessman, but was good at his job, I suppose.
Now, when you say shrewd, what exactly do you mean by that? Was that a point of conflict between you two?
Oh, well, not in between us personally, but he did tend to step over people to make a profit, has made a habit of doing it.
How about your wonderful janitor over there, Mr. Jones?
Oh, yes. Michael is certainly a character, that's for sure.
Say that again.
Yep. He's keeps a bit to himself, very quiet, doesn't make a lot of friends, bit difficult to understand. You see, he's almost completely deaf, so I'm afraid.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. But yes, he's been here for quite a number of years and he's done his job relatively well.
Anything that you could detect that might have been conflict between him and the late Mr. Richards?
Well, as you can see, he's an older gentleman and he is well past the age of retirement, but unfortunately he hasn't been able to for financial reasons. He's unfortunately he's had to keep working here because he doesn't have enough money to support himself otherwise. And I'm afraid now with the house closing, he won't have much of an income.
How about the chef on that? The chef, Miss Garden?
Yes,
What can you tell me about her?
Livia's been here also for quite a while. She's a pretty good cook, I would say. Not the best, but certainly far from the worst. Indeed.
Hopefully there are no more tragedies tonight.
Oh, yes.
Did Mr. Richards share those feelings about her cooking not being great?
He did not care for her cooking at all, actually. And it's been a source of contention between them for a little while now.
I see she carries a pretty big knife. You ever seen her use that in anger against any
that
fur?
might happen on occasion, as she is angry almost constantly. Yes, well, she takes her cooking very seriously, and sometimes takes that on her staff when things don't go well. I haven't never seen the knife used on the staff. That is,
maybe the backhand. Yes. Okay. How about your lovely singer, Miss Giovanni?
Oh, yes, Belladonna is quite a unique talent.
Unique.
Yes. Yes. Unique.
How did Mr. Richards feel about this unique talent?
Well, like most of us feel, she's not very good. But she is consummate professional, works very hard, has a bit of a temper and an ego, but nothing unusual for a prima donna, that's for sure.
Did her and Mr. Richards ever get into any kind of arguments?
Well, yes, they did. In fact, it wasn't very long ago. You see, Belladonna is perhaps you would say, at the end of her rope here, and hasn't been able to hold down a very good job anywhere else, and so this was her last stop. She did not feel that the Opera House should be closed. In fact, none of us did, but she was very upset, more so than everyone else. In fact, they had a rather explosive argument over it not long ago.
Were you there for this?
Yes. I was in another room, but I could hear it.
And she seemed pretty angry about this.
Very upset, very upset.
Would you say that she might have been thinking about using an attempt to get back at Mr. Richards?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, how about the, what does it say? It says you had an assistant, lighting assistant, Miss DeBello?
Oh, yes. Miss DeBello has been with us for a brief period of time, but in her time here, she's done very well. She's a bit lightheaded, empty-headed, perhaps even absent-minded a bit, and
Not the person you would suspect to
no, I
do
wouldn't
something.
think so. No, I wouldn't think so.
Did she have much contact with Mr. Richards?
Not very much. No, she keeps in the back most of the time, and he's rarely back there. She has more of a feud with our prima donna, but that's another matter entirely.
And how about the head of the ushers, Miss Anderson?
Yes, Charlotte. Charlotte's been with us for about 5 months now, and yeah, she's in charge of the ushers and in charge of the box office. She does a pretty good job running both of those.
I heard some of our other guests said that there was they thought there was some money missing, some money in question that may have been taken by her.
Over the months that she's been here, there have been a few shortages in the box office. Mr. Richards has always suspected Charlotte of being behind the shortages, but he was never able to prove anything, and so she is still with us now.
Well, that's all I have tonight for you, but
Okay.
you've been most helpful.
Thank you very much. Please don't hesitate to call me again.